Hello friends and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I was actually getting ready to go to the doctor's. I haven't made a actual doctor's appointment in a really long time. I've been putting it off honestly for months, and today's finally the day. So I was getting ready and I was listening to some music, and I'm a very musically, I guess, inclinated person. I don't know, I just feel something when I listen to music, you know what I mean? So I have a lot of very positive and very negative memories attached to certain songs. Well, I was listening to a song and I every time I hear it, I tend to get brought back to a more difficult, I guess you could say, time in my life. One that wasn't too long ago. And this specific song, I remember, trigger warning, self harm. I remember harming myself too. And it kind of made my stomach drop because I haven't I haven't done self harm in a while now, I would say. And it made me think to myself, like a strange thought that I tend to have a lot of the time that I don't really hear a lot of people talking about. And it's that not that I miss, but I kind of miss the suffering. I find a lot of discomfort in being so stable, mentally at least. Which is really strange to say because when I was at my worst, the days I was struggling with constant hallucinations and delusions and just fear all the time, I prayed for an escape, any kind of escape, whether that meant recovery or that meant other means. So I never really hear people talk about the hole that recovery, I guess, leaves in you. But I'm not really sure actually if the recovery leaves the hole. I think the hole was always there. It just becomes a lot more apparent. I feel like before I was no, I don't feel like before I became more stable, I was a very emotionally unstable person. I was deeply in depression. I have BPD, so I was really struggling with unstable moods and constant unhealthy attachment styles with people and taking everything really personally. And I only have had auditory hallucinations one time, the night that I had my mental breakdown, but I don't know else to explain it to people other than voices, but they're thoughts in my head that I could hear. And they used to talk all the time, and they would say a lot of horrible things, honestly, and I would constantly hear that chatter in my brain. And now that it's gotten more quiet, I feel like a part of me is missing. For a very, very long time, I carried suffering with me as just a piece of my identity. I didn't know anyone else around me that struggled with things that I was dealing with. So the people around me would say that I was really sensitive and that it was a weakness for me. I took everything too serious. I came on too strong to people. I was too trusting, I don't know, I even has been called too empathetic, mostly by my mother. But I miss the I'm sorry, this is just kind of hard. I didn't really prepare this video out or anything. I can't say I miss the suffering because I I don't miss how it made me feel, but I I miss that I felt like it was a part of my identity, I suppose. Suffering was something central to my being. I felt like I had nothing else. I was bedridden and in and out of the hospital all the time. The only thing that I had to hold on to for a sense of identity was the pain. And it's not something that anyone around me could experience. They could obviously see there was something wrong with me, but they could never feel. And my family is one to be very mentally taxing, and obviously they're not very supportive, as a lot of people aren't when it comes to family members with mental health issues. It's just difficult. And I guess it was really hard when I realized that I was sick. I really clinged on to the labels of depression and BPD because I felt like that's all I had to describe me. And when I typed in borderline personality disorder, I found a lot of jarring things. Some of them made me feel a little bit better. Some of them made me feel a lot worse. But I never felt like I don't feel like I'm evil, I guess. But some people think I am, just based on my disorder, which is, I feel like those feelings come from a place of personal anguish, so I can't really say anything other than, people with BPD are not monsters. I never was. I was just afraid. I was just an afraid person, and I was very scared, and I still find myself afraid. I am in constant fear of becoming who I was before. I am in constant fear of myself. I'm afraid because I know what my mind is capable of, and I understand that I can go back to that point. I can get back to that suffering at any point, and that really scares me. I am afraid of myself, and I'm afraid about what others can do to me. And I'm afraid that people will not disappoint me, but kind of leave me behind. I'm afraid that I'm not improved enough. But I also which doesn't make any sense because I started off this video by saying I miss my suffering, but I don't know if I miss anything. I'm just sad for what happened for so long and so much. I'm sad that I had to leave all these things behind, and I'm sad that I had to become a new person, and I'm sad that I can't go back and I can't save myself from what happened to me. I'm angry that bad things and the people who did ruin my life can just go on and keep living. Not that I want them dead, but that they, there's no consequence. And that's so embarrassing. I'm sorry. But I guess I don't really know what I wanted to say. My heart feels full, and it feels like a bucket ready to tip over. I suppose it already has a little bit. Okay. I think people. I inherently believe people are good, and I think that people can make a choice every day. People do make choices every single day to do different things that lead to different outcomes that shape who you become as a person. And I hear a lot of people tell me that I'm strong for getting through what I got through, but the reality is that the only reason I got through and that I'm still here is luck. I wanted to die most of my life. I didn't want to live. I was scared. But I woke up every day and I went to bed and I woke up and I went to bed and eventually I got here. I remember those nights that I spent curled up in a ball, screaming and crying and like fucking ripping my hair out because I couldn't get it to stop. Well, it was suffering in a way that I don't know if I'll ever be able to like really explain, because if you have not experienced mental agony is the best way I can say it, then I'm not sure that I could explain it to you. But I can try. I I don't know if everyone does this. I associated my mental health struggles with my identity because it was all consuming. It was all I ever had. I didn't have hobbies, I didn't have friends, I didn't have anything. All I had was an abusive home life and my brain. That's all I had. I didn't have a way out until I had a way out, you know what I mean? And then once I finally had a way out, I just got into drugs. Why? Because the thing is once you're out of the situation, you either find yourself in another similar situation. You have to numb the pain somehow, you know what I mean? And like, you don't have to numb the pain, but what are you supposed to do when you're freaking 18 years old, fresh out of high school, and you have nothing? No way to go, nothing to do, you're just lost. Sometimes I still feel lost. Sometimes I wish I was never found. Sometimes I cry because I miss. It's not that I miss. I wish all these things didn't have to happen because I still think about them. I still think about myself. And it's not specific events, it's the pain I felt, the suffering. That's what I remember, the heart pain. Has anyone else, like, during, like, a damaging, like, emotionally damaging thing, felt their heart just, like, crack? Like, a physical chest pain where you feel like your heart is literally, like, cracking? Like, I don't know how to explain it. I've had this happen literally a handful of times during, like, extremely emotionally damaging moments where it just, like, feels like a little piece of, like, my chest is being, like, torn. I'm curious if anyone else has ever felt that. If you have, leave a comment below. Anyway, that was a bunch of nothing, I guess. I just wanted to talk for a minute. Didn't realize I had a few tears to shed. I've been due for a cry for a while now. So anyway, thank you for, I don't know, giving me an opportunity to yap, I guess. Oh, I'm sorry. Someone was calling me. Anyway, I gotta go pick that up. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.